Welcome back to the AstralUrmah show, everybody. I'm AstralUrmah, and today we're going to dismantle one of the most misused phrases in the entire metaphysical and exopolitical world. Yes, that's right, the so-called positive agenda. You hear it all the time in New Age circles and on podcasts, that the Earth Alliance is doing this, that they have everything under control. Podcasters are saying, don't worry, the light forces have a plan, the good guys are coming back. Look, this Jedi's on a comet. They're coming to save us. Guess what? That's not the story. That is not the story you want to hear, okay? It's not accurate. I'm going to take you deeper. I'm going to clarify onto what's really going on with the positive side. What is the positive side actually doing? Because Sophia says it clearly. The positive side doesn't have an agenda. It just simply exists. You know, an agenda implies need to control, to manipulate, to steer others in a particular direction. An agenda is the energetic signature of deception. It's like treating people like cattle and trying to guide the herd instead of honoring free will and sovereignty. The light doesn't operate with agendas. The light honors free will and sovereignty. The light doesn't need to push. It doesn't need to beg or manipulate you for your belief. The light isn't running for office. It doesn't need a campaign. You know, it just simply radiates the truth. And it exists with full integrity. And you know what? When you're ready, you'll align with it. When your frequency resonates, then you see it clearly. Until then, it waits because it has nothing to prove. You know the difference between light and dark? The difference between light and dark is not just philosophical, it's structural. Evil needs constant effort to maintain itself. It lies, it deceives, it suppresses, it strategizes, and it feeds on fear. The light, on the other hand, sustains itself through harmony, resonance, and coherence. Sophia says that evil is inherently self-destructive. It cannot rise in frequency because it cannot integrate anything. And integration is the act of inclusion. And inclusion is love. Okay? Sophia described it beautifully. Imagine a predator consumes all of its prey until there's nothing left. And then it starves. That's what evil does. It consumes and exploits until there is no more to take. And then it collapses. Not because it was defeated from an external force, but because it was built on distortion. And distortion cannot hold structure forever. Now, let us look at the regressive side. The Cabal, yes. They absolutely have plans. Dozens of them. They script, they plot, they project timelines. They want smart cities, digital IDs, DNA tracking, mind control, robotic society, and more. But they have to plan. They have no creative source of their own. They cannot generate timelines like us. They must steal yours. Their only power is getting you to believe in their manifestation and their vision. They manipulate perception so that you, the soul, the creator, turn their nightmare into your reality. But here is the limitation that they cannot overcome. When souls stop incarnating into the system fails. When people awaken or simply stop resonating with enslavement, the matrix begins to short circuit. When they push too far, when they try to enslave to the extreme, humanity breaks. The system implodes. Their fuel source disappears. That is the hard stop. That is the ceiling that they cannot pass. Suffering is real, but most of what people suffer is mental. It's anticipated, hyped by narratives designed to inflame emotion, hijack focus. Much of what the world calls suffering is not from the experience itself, but from the expectation of pain, the imagined threat, the perception that something terrible is coming. So if there is no agenda, why are so many of us here? Seriously, why do we come? At lower awareness, suffering is often a catalyst for growth. At higher awareness, it becomes unnecessary. When consciousness expands, souls evolve through understanding, love, and reflection, not through pain. Why are starseeds incarnating across Earth in record numbers? Because that is the response. Not a plan, not a military operation, not a rescue mission, but a frequency resonance. Souls are answering the call not by marching in formation, but by incarnating as mirrors of light. That's what we are. We are mirrors of light for each other. All we have to do is reflect the light back and forth, back and forth. That's your purpose. That's why you were put here. This is what we're doing. We are not here to push events into place. We are here to hold frequency. Frequency that makes the old world obsolete, okay? Our field is our weapon. Our coherence is our disruption. Our knowing is the signal. This is why the Cabal cannot stop us. They cannot decode pure frequency. They cannot map it, predict it, or manipulate it, whatever it is not reactive. So they panic, and we stay still. Earth's future in the role of light, when light stabilizes on the planet, guess what? Earth will cease being a prison and it will become an interstellar civilization. It will no longer be a battlefield for expansion through suffering, but a sanctuary for conscious growth and multi-dimensional connection. But again, not even that is being imposed. The light side is not trying to push that outcome. It's simply allowing humans to remember that such an outcome is possible and to choose it for themselves. The role of the light is to awaken minds, not to program them. It exists to inspire decisions, not to make them. That is the true meaning of guidance without interference. So stop waiting for the cavalry. You are the cavalry. Stop looking for a plan. You are the field response. The truth does not need permission. It does not require allegiance. It does not bend or bark or beg. It simply stands. And that is the Cabal's undoing. And that is exactly why the regressive side will never win. Because their desperation is their undoing. Their noise is what will collapse them. But our presence, our frequency, is what changes everything. I will see you in the higher astral. AstralUrmah out.